that you have with free bitches.
Yeah, that you get with a wife.
That you get with somebody that you don't pay money for. When you go to Brazil, you see men, rational men, walking around holding whores' hands that you fucked yesterday. Like, you have to walk up to them. You're like, hey, how you doing? And you have to pretend you didn't just buy this bitch yesterday. Hey, how you doing, Inca? And she's like, hello. And he's like, I'm gonna take her home, kissing her in the mouth. And you just go, wow. But it's something about them that make you. It's a weird feeling. And what happened and what came over me, and what it culminated from is from the past where I used to be Mr. Write a poem for a bitch, Mr. Hey, I want to go out to
oh my
blah,
God,
blah, blah.
You wrote
Mr.
poems.
I used to, you know what I used to do?
Bring roses,
No.
poetry.
Here's what I used to do.
I'd like to see some of these poems.
Here's what I used to do in high school. And I'm going to tell you, just so you don't think that I'm some, you got to understand, I'm a fat motherfucker. And you got to understand that I had to, I got tired of just fucking fat girls. Even though I do like fat girls. I do like them, innately like fat girls. But the reason I wanted to fuck hot women, and I'm like, I know I've seen fat motherfuckers with hot women. And when I was a kid, I would write, my poems used to be, you ever see, what was that show where they used to show a picture? They would show a picture, and it's like, it'll be a bee, and then they'll write the plus sign, and then a leaf. And it would be the word believe. You know?
Wow.
It was called a rebus. So I would write a bitch a poem, I cherish you. And I would write an eyeball.
Cherry.
And then a chair. And then plus ish. And I would go, here's your thing, baby. And I wanted to know if I could take you out on a date. And she would go, get your fat punk ass out of here. And I got, what the fuck? Why can't I get the pussy I want? And eventually, all over these years since high school, it's been like a, not an anger, but a frustration, like, what does it take? Does it take 75 push-ups? No. Does it take 1,000 sit-ups? No. Does it take a nice car? No. Does it take a fucking super motorcycle? No. It takes confidence. And it has to be righteous confidence.
Now, do you find that you get these women now in the city because of the confidence and the kind of revelation that you got in Brazil?
Yes, but let me say what the revelation was. Why the fuck am I flying 10 hours in this death trap to go see third world pussy? Why? So when you say why, this is one of the big problems that really men and women have. That men have mostly. We have a primal instinct that we feel in our gut. And a lot of times, the fact that the world's so pussy now, that I believe that's just infested with vaginas and how they think, that men cancel out their thought. Thought where, you know, if your wife does something, you know, or this guy's wife does something, and that guy's wife does something, they get a feeling like in your stomach. Your woman ever do something, and in your stomach you go, this fucking bitch. But it's like she does it, and it's something about what she does that isn't wrong. You can't pinpoint what it is. Like if you go, bitch, you out your mind? She'll go, what? All I did was ask for the orange juice, and you know she did something other than that. Right. But you can't.
There's the intention. It's the intention of what is going on behind that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's manipulative. In our culture, women are raised to be manipulative.
Raised by
I don't even think they're manipulative
I understand
purpose.
what you're saying. Like she can't come out and say like I whatever she wants to say. It has to be something with the orange juice. She won't look mean. Whereas the Brazilian women would come out and tell you,
no,
you know, I don't like your hat or whatever.
No, they don't.
No, you're talking about the sleeping on what side of the bed. What side of the bed? That's what you're talking about. It's the subtle, innate, manipulative.
I'll tell a story about that's
there's
what
a
side
subtle,
of the bed.
innate, manipulative, and I don't even think it's on purpose. I think it's natural. It's
malicious.
So organic in a way. The manipulation is so organic.
Let me tell a story about that. Let me tell what happened years ago. My ex-girlfriend, who I'm still friends with now, we was going to bed. You know, I used to hang over her house and stuff. We was go to sleep. And one day, and this is what I'm talking about, having a feeling, or just a feeling like, what the fuck? I hate this bitch, but I don't know why. She said, let's go to bed. We're going to bed, okay? So she goes, before we get to bed, she goes, what side of the bed you want to sleep on? And I go, well, this side. Then she goes, but then I won't be able to see the television. So I'm like, in my gut, I'm like, well, what the bitch? I didn't ask which side of the bed to sleep. Just get on the fucking side of the bed you want to sleep on. Why did you ask me that shit? So in my stomach, I wanted to curse her out. But in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. If I curse her out for this, she'll be like, hello, police. This is the Raven Maniac here.
Right.
So what I learned to do over the last 5 years, and of course, like meeting with Dante, meeting with Kathleen, is I learned a way to just immediately become philosophical about my anger and go, okay, why am I angry? Okay, I'm angry because she did this. And just that little story is basically she did that because women have two things in their head. They have the thing that makes them go, I love you, you're a man, you're bigger than me, you're stronger than me, you fucking, I can't even open this pickle jar without you. And then it's the other side of their brain that goes, you faggot ass bitch, what the fuck you give a fuck? Why are you loving this motherfucker so much? So what they want is they want the girl shit at the expense of your manhood. They want your manhood when they want it.
Here's the problem. I think you get a situation where men in general, when they meet women, they send the representative, what I call a representative. That's the public relation guy, the suit, where you have to send the Jerry curl guy with the gold teeth from the mailroom first. You got to send him up front. You can't,
do what?
To when you first meet a woman, you have to be the guy that you are, not with in mind that you're trying to lay her or plow. You got to be the guy that you are.
But see, you're moving ahead because this is where we have to come in.
Right.
It's because you got to understand where this is coming. This show is to help all the guys to, first of all, to make sure that if you ever break up with your girl, I don't got to deal with this bitch and your lack of raising her correctly.
And now I got to deal with it.
If you don't raise your bitch correctly,
right,
you are potentially putting me in a fucked up situation if you don't raise her right. It's like having a child and you don't raise them in the house and then they walk out in the streets and they fucking rob people and they steal and they fucking say, hey baby, hey bitch. It's because the parent didn't raise them right. I got to deal with your horse shit, fellas. This show is basically to help men in a nutshell. Understand, to help you get to be able to introduce another option to how your girl thinks.
Now,
that's
Patrice,
what this show is about.
What about, I want to go back to the girlfriend in the bed thing.
Right.
Do you think the reason she did that was it was insecurity? She wanted to know.
It's a codependent. An arrogant. She was arrogant and humble at the same time. She wants me to give her the man shit, like open the door,
like
take
honey,
put my coat on for me. She wants the gentleman part, but she doesn't want the humbleness. She doesn't want the humbleness to say, sweetie, here's your decision that I'm giving you as a man. I'm forcing you to make the right decision. It's a forcing. It's an unnatural thing. It's not tapping into my desire, because that's what women don't know how to do, is tap into a man's desire. To see, if she knew how to do that, I would automatically give her the side of the bed she wants. Because I would go, in my mind, I would go, sweetie, you might not be able to see if I'm on the side, and I'm getting tired, just lay on the side. But my mind wasn't so entrenched in her shit that I was just going, hey, I'll lay anywhere. But she had pretense. You understand? And I picked up on the pretense. That's what my stomach picked up on, was the pretense that she had to I'm like, what?
And her question of where you want to sleep is not an honest. It's not an honest question.
Right. And
that's the point.
Primal instinct that we get as men.
It just seems absurd to me. But
of course.
As a woman, though, I don't know. I don't do that. Whatever I think generally comes flying out of my mouth.
Now, who's the proof that you don't do that, Kevin? Because I find that hard to believe.
Okay.
Because you're a girl.
Really?
You're having trouble saying what you feel now. You're going, because she's bumbling over her words because she wants to, exactly, it's her other half.
Dialogue.
Because let me tell you what's going on. If you're listening,
I would not. If I wanted to watch TV, I would say, could I lay where I could see this.
Yeah, but here's what happens.
Shut up.
I don't understand why anyone wouldn't.
You don't, and stop. Because I've had conversations with you. You do a lot of this. Like, you ever talk to Kathleen? The one thing that bugs me is she goes, because she's trying to find the right thing to say. You're less emotional than most because you have a few personalities.
Kathleen is like a chick dude, and she's in constant,
both
sides, her masculine and feminine aspects is always at odds. Like, it's always at odds.
Because you're finding that way to say what you want to say. Do you understand? You don't have your primal instinct is not honesty. You don't come from honesty. You're not born in honesty.
You're not born.
Women are not born
I would disagree
in honesty.
with you, Patrice.
You don't need to be. You don't need to have charisma.